Hello, everybody. Here we are again. Pearlo's house betting picks, my friend with AllStar if he shows up. And I've already been working on tomorrow's games. I got a ton of work tomorrow. Holy smokes, there's a lot of games. But I'll start by sending this out to AllStar and whoever else wants to come on. And we'll get started. We're going to be looking at today, by the way, I crushed. Took a little break off on the weekend. Actually, I crushed on the weekend too. I sent a whole bunch of shot props and stuff. Hit pretty much all of them. And now we do the thing. Okay. Who else am I going to send this to? Well, let's go Ice-X. See if Ice-X wants to come on. Okay. All right. So yesterday or today, check this out. I went. I had Geeky for a goal, Pasternak for assist. Added, didn't get it, but I broke even. Bisnevich overshots, hit that, didn't get the goal, so I just up a little bit. But we had Rust overshots, got it. Crosby anytime goal. Then I also added Rust ATA. So I bet Crosby for a goal, plus 175. That's good value for Crosby. Then I added Rust for an assist and parlayed it together at plus 260. Got that. So that's plus 260. Got that. Then I got Rust for a goal, which he got a goal. Then I also bet Rust a goal, Crosby for an assist at plus 280. Rust for a goal was plus 200. Hit that. I had Hollander anytime goal, didn't get that, but that was only for 0.05. We had Brazeau for a point, got that, and Mantha for a goal at plus 320. Brazeau was 165. Hit all that. Then we had Penguins team total over 3 for a quarter unit, over 6 in the game, got it, over 1.5 in the game, got it. Penguins goal first period. Both teams to score 2 goals. FanDuel parlay for plus 101 for a quarter unit. We got that in the first period. And then we had Pinto overshots. I don't think we got that. Or anytime goal. Actually, we got hit a bit on this because I don't think Perron had a point. Let me see here. Did Pinto get over shots at the end of it all? I don't think so because they were up so far. No, he didn't. I should have bet the top line instead of. Oh yeah, Perron did get a point, so I did get that. Plus 145. So that helped out a little bit. So I lost 35. Yeah, I just lost about, I lost just under half a unit on that. But we had Senators team total over 3.5, plus 100 for a unit. So that's up 0.75. We had Senators ML team total over 2.5 and Pinto over 0.5 shots at minus 115 for half a unit. So we're up a 1.25 units. We were up a unit and a half on that game. We had Snuggerud over 1.5 shots for 1 unit. That should have been a premium. That should have been a premium. Did Snuggerud get a point? No, wrong one. That's the Boston game. He did not. So that's up 0.75. Kyrou for a point. He did get that. So we were up 2.5 units today. 2.5 units, just like that. Boom. Not bad day, considering I went to the surprise was Caroline, my wife, took me to Michigan, up in it's called the Tunnel of Trees. I can't remember the town now off the top of my head, and I don't feel like looking it up, but I highly recommend it. It was freaking beautiful up there. Never been up that way. So we took a drive there on, we left, did we leave Saturday morning? Went to Detroit. Never had been there before. Picked up something she wanted to buy there. Then we went over to, what's the name of that town? I can't remember, but it's where the Tunnel of Trees are, and it is just absolutely gorgeous. All the trees have turned like this bright red and orange, and it's a beautiful town, very well off people. It was just gorgeous. Loved it. So we stayed there all Saturday. Then we slept overnight, and we went back on Sunday and checked a bunch of the other places around there. And everywhere you look, it's just absolutely gorgeous. So it was a lot of fun. Enjoyed it immensely. Highly recommend you check it out. I should get the town because it was so cool. I'll look it up here real quick. I don't know why well, I know why, because I never remember anything. It's really cool. Okay, like usual, I haven't really looked at the game. Well, I have looked at a couple of games for tomorrow. There's a crap load of games. So probably as I get halfway through this, AllStar will come and maybe we'll see. Did he message me yet? Oh. He might not have known I was going to be on today, but that's okay. I like it when he's here because then he can tell me when you guys say something. I'll put the stream on here so I can see if anybody is messaging me. There we go. So now I'll know if you're messaging me as I look at all the games. And I'll send out the link to Twitter. Yeah, I probably won't be on tomorrow night. If you haven't already, go over to the Ice Guys. Tomorrow night is their first free betting stream that they do at night. It's what do they call it? But it's awesome. Anyways, if you like to make money and have fun, highly recommend it. So I'll be on that tomorrow night. You don't have to purchase their Patreon for that, but I recommend you do it anyways. Subscribe to the Ice Guys for sure. Subscribe to the Ice. Oh, you'll be on too? You want to come on tonight? I'll send you the link because it's always good when you have somebody on. And I don't know if NHL is going to be on today or not. So if you would like to come on, be my guest. All right, I'll go over while I'm waiting for you if you want to come on. I'll go over some of the picks I already made for today. First of all, go to the Toronto game. I hate betting on Toronto. Everybody knows this. You should know it. If you know me, you know this. But what I did is I took under 1.5 first period because both of these teams are under first period teams. Now, in this case, you would think that it wouldn't be an under, but the Flames have difficult time scoring. And okay, no worries. Don't have to come on. The Flames have a difficult time scoring. Anyways, generally don't score in the first period. Toronto has a difficult time scoring in the first period. Now, Toronto just came off a win against Buffalo, which was a back-to-back that they barely won. Calgary just came off of a huge win, I guess you could call it, over the Rangers. Just about anybody can beat the Rangers. I think that's like the third time this season that teams got their first win. Like San Jose got their first win against the Rangers. Calgary got their first win against the Rangers. I can't remember who else, but anyways, so the fact that they beat the Rangers and scored 5 goals is really not that great of a feat. I mean, it's great for them because the game before they scored 3. This time, now they scored 5. Calgary gets owned by Toronto, though. I think Toronto's won the last 5 or 6 games. I don't trust either one of these teams, to tell you the honest truth. Now, Calgary could be getting on a heater now and feeling it. It's possible. I believe it's going to be Stolars and Wolf. I can't see Calgary putting anybody else but Wolf on here. Toronto has a game against the Islanders the very next night, which always has me concerned. I sort of almost lean Calgary here. They've got a lot of players from the Toronto area, I believe. Actually, no. Actually, I think they've got a lot of American players. Now that I think about it, they don't have a lot of players from that Toronto area. I always look at that because Toronto players, I mean, Kadri. Isn't Kadri from, but he played for Toronto. Yeah, he's from London, Ontario. So you could probably look at Kadri points. I might even take a shot prop. But it's Morgan Frost. Morgan Frost is from BC. I know that. Coleman's American. I think Connor Zary is from Saskatoon. And so they don't have a lot of Toronto players on their team. I always look at that because players from Toronto have a tendency to step up because usually their families there and all of that. Jonathan Huberdeau's from Montreal. His family might be there. But you have to ask yourself, is that just an aberration that they scored 5 goals against the Rangers? Probably. This isn't a great team. Toronto has the Islanders the next day, so I could see them possibly kind of overlooking this game, although they shouldn't because they really need to get some wins here. They're not exactly crushing the world right now. So I would like this. This is what I don't trust either one of these teams. I want to get schedule up so I can go. But I went with a parlay. I went Leafs plus 1.5. I can't see Calgary beating the Leafs by more than 1 goal. And over 3.5 goals for the game. So that means like if it's 3-1 or something like that, or 3-2, Calgary's probably feeling a little bit. They're going to come out hard in the first period, especially, which is why the under 1.5 first period is not my favorite play, but they're just both not very good at scoring in the first period. So I put half a unit on that. That's at minus 145. Okay. Then I made another bet. I added Anderson over 1.5 shots because he just always gets over 1.5 shots. That's plus 115. I put another half a unit on that. And then I added Coleman over 1.5 shots. He's been going way over this, but it's minus 200. However, and I put a quarter unit on that. And that's what I did for that game. As far as props are concerned, I just kind of mentioned some of them. Where are the props that I did for this game? Let me go on my profile. Maybe I sent it out to everybody. Okay, I did Coleman over 2.5 shots, a plus 120. Like I said, he's been going way over that. I threw a goal on there. He actually has been scoring as well for like pizza money. And Frost over 1.5 shots. When he's he's going to be on the top line. And when he's on the top line, he usually gets at least 2. At minus 135, it was but make sure he's on the top line. Right now, he's on the top line. Make sure that's the case. It looks to me that Calgary is just trying different players up there. They're really seeing what they have because let's face it, they're going to be rebuilding. As far as the Leafs are concerned, I took Ekman Larsson for an assist. He's the only defenseman right now that can move the puck for Toronto because Riley, as far as I know, is still injured. It still says that he's injured. And just look what they have for defensemen. Who's going to move the puck? Who's going to play on the power play? It's probably going to be him. And he has been getting points ever since Riley's been injured. So he's going to play on the power play. He's going to get more minutes. He's going to be used in offensive situations. They have like Riley Morgan is going to be in. I'm sorry. I should just probably change that. Just scrap that. If Morgan Riley is going to be in, then I'm probably not going to bet that actually. Yeah, I looked at that. McMahon, I mean, they keep on putting him up there, but he doesn't do anything. I could see, I'm Robertson, I could see probably. But I wouldn't take you off of Matthews over 3.5 shots on that line because he's got nobody to play with. The problem is Matthews really needs somebody to feed him the puck, and we're learning that now. Now that Marner's not there, he's not hitting his normal shots. And now you got McMahon and Robertson. Robertson's not a passer. McMahon is, all he does is just go to the net. So he's going to have to rely on his defenseman there. If you're going to do anything with that, I would think of maybe Matthews. Now that I know that Riley's back in, Matthews for a point and Riley for an assist, our goal, and Riley for an assist, because he's probably going to be the one assisting on his goal in that with that group. Matthew Robertson, I mean, yeah, throw a little bit on him. He's probably a good price to get a goal or a point or what have you. But I think it's just a problem, period, is what I'm really trying to say. Mann and Robertson with Matthews does nothing for Matthews whatsoever. It's a mishmash. I don't even know what. The only thing Berube is doing here is it seems like that Musetti or Michelli, Tavares, and Nye's line, he's trying to really get that going. And Michelli and Tavares seem to have a connection there. I like Tavares over shots or something like that. But usually the top line is the one that does the damage when you're at home. So they might be able to do something. This is the reason why I'm kind of leaning almost to Calgary, as much as I hate to. Because with Toronto having a game the next day, the teams tend to do this. When they have a game the next day, they have a tendency to kind of pace themselves a little bit. And if Calgary comes out full bore, plus 190, I'll think about it in the morning. But either way, maybe a draw wouldn't be bad here. I think Toronto would be very happy to get a draw out of this game since they have the Islanders the next day. Calgary would probably be happy to get any points at all. But like I said, they could be coming out with some confidence because they beat the Rangers, got a little flow, got a little mojo going, and could do something here. I just don't think they're going to destroy Toronto. That's why I took Toronto plus 1.5. Toronto will probably find their way back one way or another, or keep it close. But it's kind of why I went the parlay route with that game. But I mean, I'm not going to tell you not to take Mann or not to take Robertson. It's logical. They're both on the top line. Matthews scores. It goes off their ass. They get a point. You know, it's very possible. Wonder what their power play they're doing for their power play. But I believe Toronto has the Islanders the next day, don't they? I want to make sure it's right. Or do they have, they have Columbus Blue Jackets the next day on the road. So they play this game and then they go right on the road right after this. And like I said, Calgary is going to be pumped for this game. That's the thing about Toronto that a lot of people don't realize is that teams get pumped to play Toronto. They get pumped, especially when they have a lot of Toronto players on their team, which Calgary doesn't. But regardless, they're off a big win. First game of a road trip. You want to get it started good. If Toronto has letdown at all, you just never know. Okay, so I'm going to, another one, the next one I already did was Carolina. I noticed I did a poll. They already have Calgary. Somebody already put Calgary money line in there, and I'm not surprised. At that price, it's the only way you can go, I think. I also think it's possible that Toronto really at least comes out early, and you know, Calgary's not a good team, so Toronto could do it. Next, I have Carolina. I got quite a few bets on this. This is a revenge game for Carolina. They lost, the only team they lost to on the road trip in a flat spot. Bad news, they have both Smith and Slavin out. So they're going to be a good thing they have Gosh Spear back. He's actually kind of underrated defensively, but I mean, not too much. He usually plays against weaker competition. So he's going to have to play against higher competition this night, because without Miller and without Slavin, it's going to have to be everybody step up here. They got Mike Riley playing on the top line. I don't mind him for a point, or something like that. He's more of an assist guy. Mike Riley, Sean Walker, Shane Gosh Spear is going to be playing higher. Chatfield. I guess they're not comfortable with putting Nikishin up so far. He's on the bottom pair. I have a feeling that he'll play that second LD, and Gosh Spear will play down. Like I said, Carolina's on a. Jeez, stop it. Got a little voice problems here. Carolina's just coming off of a long Eastern road trip, and for most teams, that's a bet against. But actually, Carolina does really good in these spots, especially when they're playing against a team that they lost to on said road trip. So it's a serious revenge spot for Carolina. And Vegas is coming off a loss against Tampa, 2 losses, actually. They lost their first game against Florida, then they lost their second game against Tampa. It's a 3-game Eastern road trip. They might have been looking ahead of this a little bit, which they shouldn't, because they had Florida and Vegas. That being said, they did take Tampa to overtime, and they are 5-1-3. They're still in a comfortable spot. I'm just going to look at – I didn't look at Vegas's roster here in case I missed some injuries. As you can tell by the way I'm talking, I'm leaning to Carolina. Okay, they got Sod, so that means that – oh, I didn't know he was injured. Where do they have? Oh, Barbashev, Eichel and Barbashev. Oh, it's Stone that's injured, right? I mean, Barbashev for a point is never a bad idea when you're playing beside Eichel, but it's sort of the same situation as it was before, or like I was saying with Toronto. These are 2 guys that are kind of anchors on a line. Jack Eichel will probably get his points on the power play in this game. But Dorofeyev, Hurdle, and Marner on the second line. I would look to I think Vegas is going to have a little more jump in this game. I haven't looked at Dorofeyev's shot prop yet, but I'm probably going to be taking a shot at it. This is a good spot with Carolina having defense issues for him to step up and get a lot of shots. So I'll probably be looking at that. Riley, Smith, Carlson, Holtz. Holtz isn't doing anything. That guy just can't do nothing. I don't know. It looked like he was going to be – had a really good chance to be a good kid, but hasn't really did much. And then Howden, they got on the 4th line with Sissons and Kolasar. Where things become an issue is you have McNabb, Theodore, and then Hutton and Whitecloud isn't a bad combination, but it's a bad combination, a matchup against Carolina. Carolina, they can move the puck in the offensive zone so well. And what Hutton and Whitecloud try to do is keep you to the outside. If you get away from the outside, that matchup is not good. That matchup is really not good. Lauzon and Korshak, really not good either. So Carolina has an opportunity to score here quite a bit. And, of course, Carl Lindholm, who did pretty well against Tampa, played the last game, I believe. This should be Schmid in net, who is 267. He's okay numbers. Not fantastic, but okay. But not really good enough to be going up against the shot volume that Carolina's probably going to be throwing your way. So I'm looking at Carolina here. I like Carolina. I don't, even with their defensive problems on defense. Apparently, Smith is supposed to be back fairly soon. For players to step up for one game and do the best they can, I think they should be okay. So I'm taking Hurricanes money line of -140. I don't mind that number. I don't mind -140 in this spot. Regulation, I took a little bit of +100, less than the money line. I don't like betting Carolina too often in regulation because they quite often shoot a lot and don't score, and then let the other team can come back a little bit. But they're a little bit of a different team this year. I think if they put balls to the wall in this game, that they probably can win this in regulation. I also like Carolina first period puck line. Brind'Amour often knows all about the Eastern road trip problems that teams have, and he seems to be able to get these guys going. Look, this first game back, take care of your shit after the game. They also had 2 days off, so the guys kind of spread off, come back, and then Brind'Amour can recreate that energy that they had on the road as much as possible for a game, get them pumped up. Another thing is this team has been playing together for quite some time. So they have a lot of players, so they're used to like separating and coming back and knowing what Brindy wants and keeping that energy for a game like this. So I'm not afraid of that too much either. And Vegas, although I think, I wouldn't take you off of over 1.5 first period or both teams to score first period. Vegas coming off that loss should be a little hungry here in the first period as well. So I wouldn't take you off of that. I might bet it myself. What I really like here, though, and my biggest bet is I like the Hurricanes over 3. You can get that at BetMGM. I took an estimation at about -125 because it wasn't out yet, but that's probably what it'll be at. I think win or lose, the Hurricanes will score 3 here. Or at the very least, push. But I took that at 5, and I took the over 3.5 too. They've been scoring a ton. If the defense is an issue and Vegas is able to score back, they're going to keep on rolling and keep on playing with high energy. So I think, and with Schmid and net, I think it wouldn't be crazy for them to score 4, even if they lose 5-4. I just don't see that happening here. I think that they probably score 4, win something like 4-2, something like that. One of the bets I had, I didn't mention. I didn't mention my Pittsburgh bet. Jeez, I forgot about that. I'll tell you my Pittsburgh bets, which also hit. Like I hit everything today, pretty much. The Pittsburgh game, where was that? Oh yeah, Rust over 2.5 shots, hit it. Crosby for a goal, Rust for an assist. Isex, oh, how you doing, buddy? Could be. Why Busey? Why wouldn't you play Busey against Columbus the next? Or do they have a game the next day? They don't. Even if it's Busey, I still like this. I doubt it. I doubt they go with Busey because Smith is supposed to be back. Yeah, they have the Islanders after this. They can play Busey against the Islanders. Why would they play him against Vegas? Except that the Islanders are a division opponent. So maybe you got a point there. So keep your eye on that, guys. If that's the case, I'll be going the over a 6 a little more, but Busey has actually been pretty good. So good point, though. Thanks, Ice. Yeah, because it's a division opponent. But you can also look at that the Isles are not a very good team. So depends on where you want to look at it. This is the first game back off of a road trip. So maybe you want to put Anderson in just in case they're a little heavy legged or something like that. We'll see. It's something to bring up. Sorry, no, that's a really good point, actually. I didn't think about that. Oh, were you at the Sens game? Yeah, I had Ottawa everything. I was just going over my Pittsburgh pick, but I had Crosby anytime goal, Rust assist. This is the way I did it. I took Crosby anytime goal plus 175. Put a little on that. Then I also made another bet with Crosby goal, Rust assist at plus 260. Then I took Rust for a goal at plus 200. Then I made another bet with Rust and Crosby parlayed at plus 280, which I got all of them. I got the Rust over 2.5 shots. I had Brazo over 0.5 points. I was a pussy too because I was going to parlay with Mantha goal. And I didn't, but I still got the point and I got the Mantha goal. The only thing I didn't get was the Hollander ATG. I think I was up over a unit on just that play alone. I had Penguins team total over 3, where they actually obviously crushed it. Too much of a pussy to take them over 3.5, but I got that at BetMGM at minus 125. At a quarter unit on that, I had the over 6 and the over 1.5 first period all hit. My favorite bet today was Penguins goal first period. And on FanDuel, I took both teams to score 2. I parlayed both of those together at plus 101 for a quarter unit. And I hit it all. Hit it all. Hit everything. Yeah. I hope he keeps that up because Maryland is a good goaltender, but he was shaky up until that game. Okay, so that was I took Carolina that way. Might have to. I haven't bet any of this stuff, but I did send it out to people. But I didn't have the B. I had Ottawa. I thought that was a kill spot for Ottawa. Boston starting to know they're not a good team yet. It'll be interesting to see how long it'll take for Pittsburgh to know they're not a good team. I was looking at the props, but I don't think. Oh yeah, right. Carolina. I took Carolina plus 1.5. Jarvis over 1.5 shots and Blake over 1.5 shots. And that brought me to plus money. Was it minus? Where is that? Where is it? Yeah. Jarvis over 1.5 shots, Blake over 1.5 shots, a plus 125. And I got a quarter unit on that. So those are the bets I have so far. I haven't looked at the rest of the games yet today. I was hoping that NHL would come on, but he hasn't come on yet. So let's look at the other games and we'll go over them real quick. No, it won't be quick. Let's face it. It won't be quick. There's a lot of games for tomorrow, and I haven't looked at them yet. So I'm going to be talking them out while I'm talking to you. Pittsburgh versus the Flyers. I mean, Pittsburgh's a wagon right now. They're good. The Delkoviches look pretty good. It's kind of hard to go against them, even on a back-to-back. I think they're playing 3 games in 4 nights, though, too. Pittsburgh just has Nashville and then Toronto after that. Pittsburgh should get a break after this. Philly, no, then they got to go take off. They got to take off to Minnesota after this, which isn't a terrible far. And then to Winnipeg after that. They're playing the Delkovich here. But the thing is Philly's minus 155. Minus 155. Philly's not that good of a team, man. Pittsburgh got ahead of St. Louis, all right. I don't know. I don't know what to do this game. I'm thinking maybe a draw. Probably the over. Pittsburgh's just going over. Like everything they're doing is offense. But Philly's playing a very defensive game. It's a tough game to cap. Let me bring up. I mean, season history doesn't really help out much because these two teams are like kind of different teams this year. My thinking is I would want to do Philly, but I'm not really sure how to bet it. Let's see. Oh, there is NHL bets. AllStar. I didn't say come back for the Canes. I said he's hurt. Oh, sorry, Miller. Did I say Smith? Miller. Keandre Miller. That's what I meant to say. Keandre Miller's hurt. Yeah, Miller will come back, but I don't know why I think his name is Smith. Keandre Miller. Thanks for that, AllStar. Are you coming on today or are you hanging out with a bunch of people today? I mean, I like Philly because it's a back-to-back, but I don't like Philly as a team. It would seem to me that would be the play, though. Nedeljkovic has played well. I think it's 3. If it's 3 games in 4 nights for Pittsburgh, maybe. Let me see. Is it 3 games in 4 nights for Pittsburgh? 23. No, it's not. Yeah, 25. It is 3 games in 4 nights for Pittsburgh. That overtime against Columbus. St. Louis has kind of had a terrible goaltender either, too. They only had 26 shots. They got 6 goals. And Philly has been sitting waiting for them for a couple days now. Let's see, lost tomorrow. Was Nedeljkovic in today? Okay. All right. So I thought Seahawks played today. They're going to play Nedeljkovic tomorrow. If they're playing Seahawks, I think it's Philadelphia. I just think that Pittsburgh's legs will be gone a little bit here. I just don't like Philadelphia. Like, look at who has Philadelphia played that is that gives you really confidence to say they barely beat the New York Islanders. I would look at a draw. They lost to Ottawa. They beat Seattle in a horrible spot. They beat Minnesota, who was like, I don't know what the hell's happened to Minnesota. They're just absolutely garbage on that road trip, besides against the Rangers, but who cares? Like, anybody can beat the Rangers. They lost to Winnipeg in a bad spot. The only one that they won was Florida, but everybody was beating Florida. And then it was loss. They have won 4 games in their last 6 games, though, and you can only beat the teams that you put in front of you. Pittsburgh, of course, has been on a tear. I just feel like it's a bad spot. I just don't like, and I don't like minus 155. Probably go with props. Tippett's been going. Probably go with shot props. I imagine there'll be lots of shots. How much has Philadelphia been shooting? See, Philadelphia's been outshot, and they've been doing a lot of shot suppression too. Tough game. Go with the draw. Monty was stupid starting Hofer. I don't know what's going on with Binnington. I think he probably did it to go back to him after a rough outing. Pittsburgh should be the weaker team, and then they're playing against they're playing against Detroit the next day, which isn't even a division rival. He had to play in one of the spots. So I figure he would play him on the road, and then Binnington at home, more likely to secure that win. We'll get to that in a second, but when we get to that name, I guess that's a logic behind it. Usually you like to make sure you win on the road. Thought it was going to be there was a lot of things that changed there. I mean, if St. Louis has, you know, the St. Louis has injuries in the middle of the afternoon that with neighbors and because I had to rethink it as well. I had to rethink it as well. I thought I was kind of leaning into St. Louis because Pittsburgh just broke a long losing streak or winning streak. They had went on a long winning streak and then they lost. I usually like to take a team that loses a game after a long winning streak, but you know, Robert Thomas is out, Neighbors is out. You don't know that till like the middle of the afternoon, so it changes everything. That's why I kind of went threw a few darts at it, and I happened to hit them all. So that was good. Yeah, once they're out, you know. So I'm looking at the draw in Philadelphia. I'll probably go the over. That's probably the best play because Pittsburgh's just over, 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 over. I don't. Philadelphia is not really an over team, but they're going to have to keep up some pace. I imagine Philadelphia will play. I mean, neither one of their goaltenders are very good. Let's see, over is sitting at a 6. If I'm going to play the over, I probably should take Philadelphia team total over. I guess that's the play. The draw and Philly team total over. Got to rely on Philly to score. Pittsburgh's defense isn't very good. They always seem to be able to allow the other team to score some goals. Maybe Philly, maybe do the same thing I did with the last game, but take Philly to score a goal in the first period, and both teams have scored 2. That'll usually give you plus money. What's the team totals here? Pittsburgh team total over is 2.5 is minus 130. I don't even mind that. So if I don't mind that, Philly 2.5 is minus 215. Yeah. But if I don't mind that, I probably should mind the over for the game. I know they generally go over these two teams too. You can get a 5.5 at minus 130. I'll take that. I'll take the over 5.5. I think one way or another, these two teams will get over. I usually don't look at series history too much, but the last 2 times they played 5-4 and 6-1 Philly, 5-4 Pittsburgh. That was in February. They had one under where it was 3-2, and then it was 7-3, 7-6. So as much as I usually don't like taking overs in, and like I said, the biggest problem is Philly getting the goals. They did go over against the Islanders, but freaking a women's team could go over with the Islanders right now. They stayed under with Ottawa, over with Seattle. It's kind of been under. Yeah, they've gone over quite a bit this year. All right, over 5.5 minus 130. I'll get that in right away. That'll be my play, my big play there. I'll take the draw. I lean Philly, but I don't like minus 155. Top of the 11th, 5-5. Oh, geez, that's why you're not coming on right now. Oh yeah, of course I am now frozen. Let me fix my camera. Camera. Camera not recognized. There we go. All right, next game. As far as props are concerned, like I said, tip it all day. Tip it props. First or props. You can catch my props tomorrow. I'll have a ton of them. Make sure Pearlo's NHL POW. I'll have a ton of props tomorrow. We got a lot of games, so I'm just going to try to stick to the games. Buffalo, Columbus. I mean, it's got to go over here. It's a 6.5, but 6.5 is minus 110. I wonder if I can find a 6. If I can find a 6, I may just go with it. This is going to be a heavy prop day, so be watching out tomorrow because this is going to be a heavy prop. There's one prop in here that's a premium. I'll be playing it for sure. You go over to my Twitter. You can get that for $20. It'll be a for sure prop tomorrow. Darlene hasn't been going over his shots, which is weird. I imagine he's got to get back to that sooner or later. But these two teams just, I mean, head to head, they've been over under the last 2 times they played, though. Actually, they've been under 4 of the last 5 times they've played. There's only been 1 over, and that was in Columbus. This is in Buffalo. Buffalo just lost to Toronto, but they themselves have been playing up and down over unders. Columbus, on the other hand, I'm pretty sure has been under Palooza or over Palooza. No, not really. 5-1. They won 5-1, 3-2. Huh. You think this would be an over? Buffalo coming off a loss. Buffalo has played how many? They've had a couple days rest here, 2 days rest. So is Columbus. They won 4 of their last 6. They've been on a good roll at home. Columbus just beat what had been a tough Pittsburgh team. They got their ass kicked by Washington. They beat Dallas and Tampa Bay. They've won 3 of their last 4. This might actually be a better game than you think. One thing I will say is last 5 times these two, head to head. Every single game but one these two teams have played, both teams have scored 2. So I'm probably going to use that for something. Buffalo is a really good first period team. Have they been over in the first? I'll bet you these two teams have gone over in the first period almost every single time. Well, not that one. Yeah, over first period. What are we getting on that? Both of these teams score in the first period all the time. I could see both teams to score. It's Columbus more at home than on the road. So maybe there's a play on Buffalo first period. Whenever the money is minus 120 for Buffalo, it's pretty much a pick 'em. Buffalo's playing a lot better at home. Who is Columbus going to play? Merzlikins? And who do they have next? That's the big one. Oh, wait. Columbus has Toronto next. Never mind. This is a Buffalo spot all day long. This is a Buffalo spot all day long. I'm taking Buffalo money line. They've been playing better. Columbus is really I'm still concerned with them on the road. But with them playing Toronto tomorrow, $24-25, so they've had 2 days off since their last game. On the road, they beat Pittsburgh 5-4. They beat Dallas 5-1. So what am I talking about? They're actually really good on the road so far this year. And Buffalo has been a burner at home as of late. They've won 4 straight at home. 4 straight at home. Lost to Colorado. And Columbus is but I just don't think Columbus, when they have to play Toronto tomorrow, is the play here. I just don't think so. I think Buffalo is the play. Team total over. So Buffalo is plus 110. You can probably get an over 3 at like minus 130 or something like that. I would take Buffalo team total over 3. They have been scoring at home quite a bit. That might be the best play here. They scored 5 against Toronto, 4 against Detroit, 3 against Florida, which would have pushed, and 8 against Ottawa, their last 4 games. The games where they lost, they still got 4 against Ottawa. And only twice did they not go over 3 at home this year. Yeah, I haven't talked to Peyton in a long time. What's been going on with Peyton? So I doubt BetMGM has their lines out yet. They never do. Very seldom do they have them out at this time of the day. But they usually don't have them out till morning, which is stupid. Totals. Yeah, no, they don't. Anyways, I'd be looking at that. Over 6.5. If you can find 6s out there minus 120, I would consider it. But like I said, this has been an under series. I do think Buffalo will get 3, though. I wouldn't be. Let me see what the Blue Jays are doing. Still 5-5, eh? Good to see them giving a good go. All right. So I'm going to take Sabres team total over 3. I'm thinking about Sabres first. No, they're both first period. So over 1.5 first period. Both teams to score first period. And let's see if I can find any more good trends for these guys. Picks. Yeah, Sabres have had first period puck line. Yeah, both are good first period teams. I could see draw first period, something like that. But Sabres over 3 would be my favorite bet there. Team total over 3. Ladder it up to 3.5. I'll see if there's any injuries I'm not aware of. What's your question there, bud? Why didn't Pinto get more shots? Why was it over 2.5 well paid? Thoughts? I'm always worried when I'm always take my bets down when you've got a plus money on what seems like should be but one of the reasons why Pinto didn't get all the shots that he got is Pinto is better to take on the road when he's playing in the second line. Ottawa didn't have to worry about too much when it comes to Boston. So there's several reasons. One, it was a blowout. So in a blowout situation, your shot props can go out the window pretty quick because there's less urgency to shoot. So Pinto has been getting it quite regularly. I bet it. I didn't get it. It was a nice price at 2.5, but it also wasn't the best place to bet Pinto, but he's been getting those shots even not in the best places. So I get the price. I get the reason. I'm not surprised he didn't hit it there. What I'm really mad at myself is I should have been betting the top line a lot more than I was today. But not really mad at myself. I had a great day. I had like way over my units. So 2.5 or something like that units for 2 game days. Nothing to be unhappy about. But I had them. I had that for sure. Okay, I was just going to look at. Thanks for the question. I'm going to look at Benson assist is just rinse and repeat. I don't know what the price you're getting for it right now. if they've juiced it, because he's been hitting it like every game. I imagine it's juiced. I'm going to see. I imagine he's still on the top line. I can't see how they're going to switch him off there since he has been putting up points. Yeah. Benson, Kulich, and Tage Thompson, Kulich, not Kulich, Kulich has been getting over his shots quite a bit. That Doan McLeod tuck line, see, they're at home. So there's a good example. They're at home. The best thing to do here is to focus on the top line. They're playing against Columbus. Columbus is kind of a deeper team, but top lines get the better matchups against the other team's defense at home. So you'll get more shots that way. Probably not a bad idea to take Tage Thompson over shots tomorrow. He should line up pretty good with that team. Now, Quick has been humming as of late. He's been shooting a lot. There's probably a lot of good shot props here. Darlene hasn't been hitting his shot props because the forwards have been playing so well. He hasn't had to kind of enter into the play too much. They're putting Byram down with Kesserling tomorrow, and that's another reason why I like leaning to Buffalo tomorrow. Kesserling is back in the lineup, and this guy is underrated. I love the fact that they're putting Byram with him and putting Samuelson back up on with Darlene. That's going to open up Darlene quite a bit, actually. I think he hasn't been going over his shot props, but I think tomorrow might change. I like to take defensemen on the road more because on the road, teams tend to go back to the point a lot more. But if he's playing with Samuelson, I think he's going to feel like there's more of a urgency for him to go tomorrow. So I'll probably Darlene has had an assist in 7 of his last 8 games, and you're getting an assist at -120. If you only bet that, you're probably good. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to probably go with some players to score a goal and Darlene for an assist parlay, something of that nature. Tomorrow, when I look deeper into it, I'm going to look up Kulich. He has been shooting more. But the last 2 days he went back to one shot against Toronto again. And this has been something that's plagued him. They sat him because the guy's got a wicked shot and he's not freaking using it. He's not using it. So I lay off of him. I go Benson for an assist, Tage Thompson for a goal, Benson for an assist, Darlene for an assist, and I'll look at more for goals for tomorrow. But I am leaning Buffalo tomorrow. And Buffalo team total over 3. All right, let's get to the next game. Florida versus Anaheim. Almost positive Florida's going to win this game tomorrow, but -185. Anaheim's just not a good team on the road yet. And they're just learning how to win games. They gave Tampa Bay a good go. Goaltender should be Bobrovsky versus Dostal. Can't look at trends as far as like previous year, like records, because Anaheim's a better team now than they've been in quite a long time. I'll bring them up here. I think Florida took just a little while to get going. I liked them against Vegas when they played Vegas. You want to take them here. Florida has beat them 9 of the last 10 games. They beat them. It's been a pretty much an under series. Anaheim, like I said, on the road, I think they're going to struggle for a while, for a bit. They did beat Boston on the road, and they did beat Nashville on the road, though. They lost to Chicago. First 3 games of the year were on the road, and then they beat San Jose. Not bad wins. Florida beat Boston, lost Pittsburgh, which at this point isn't even that big of a deal. They had that terrible 5-game road trip, but at home, they have won 4 of their last 5 at home. And all of them, except for the Ottawa game, has been to the under, which I kind of think happens here. Anaheim's going to be up for this game, though. This is the champions. This is like a litmus test. This is how good are we? This is why Darlene shoots that much. He's playing. Will he get a goal? He's a defenseman, so it's harder for defensemen to score. He shoots that much because playing from the point, he plays on the power plays. He's their best skater. It probably wouldn't be a bad time for him to score a goal. He hasn't been scoring. This against this Columbus team, I just think he's going to activate a lot more. They're going to give him the opportunity to do that. Yeah, it's tough. Did Florida get off the schneid? They beat Vegas, and now they're going to start feeling it? Or are they still the struggling team that led them up into this point as it is? Are they still struggling? That's the question. Vegas has never been good off of coming from east or from the west to the east on their first game. So it really isn't like this glowing win for Florida to beat Vegas. And now they got Anaheim, and then they don't play again for like 3 games before Dallas comes to town. They're 500 now. I think at home they're just going to get this done. It's a question of whether I want to take it in regulation or not. What does Anaheim have after this? Anaheim goes home after this to play Detroit. And have they won on the? Oh yeah, they did win one on the road here. They played, yeah. They won 2 on the road. They beat Nashville. They beat Boston. They lost to Tampa. I could see them losing to Florida. Yeah, I'll take. They're without Gudis too. And Granlund now is injured as well. The injuries are starting to pile up for them. I think Florida comes out hard. I think they put their shit together now. I think that's enough. That's enough. Enough is enough. They know they got to get winning. They're at home. They don't want to embarrass their fans. Not that it would be embarrassment to lose to Anaheim, because Anaheim is actually a pretty good team now. It's just they're just learning to win on the road. And they did win too. But without Kudus, that has me a little concerned. Nesterenko, Paling. They got Paling on the second line with Terry and Nesterenko. Because Granlund's out. Then Harkins comes in, Johnston, Colangelo. Drew Hellison, Lacombe. That's common combination. Mintyukov more. I could see a draw too. Anaheim's going to play them hard. But I think in the end, Florida wins. So I'm going to take Florida in regulation. And I think Florida, if I remember correctly, is a really strong second period team. They're not a strong first period team. Anaheim could surprise them in the first period because they probably don't realize how good they are. Trends. Yeah, second period puck line 30. Anaheim is not a second period over team. So what I would do with this game, I would take Anaheim's coming off. Anaheim's going to come out hard in the first period. Still a weird one. I almost like Anaheim first period and then Florida to win the game. I would wait for this game. I would see if Anaheim can score first in the first period. Florida's going to come out hard. Neither one of them are over first period teams too much, but this almost feels like it should be an over first period. Or both teams to score first period. But I'm going to take Florida in regulation. Team total over for Florida is probably too juicy. Minus 110. Do I like the over for the game? No, that's it. Florida in regulation. I'll look at it more tomorrow. But that's what I got so far. Top things. That's an interesting question. What are the top things to consider? Oh, nice. Good for you, Irish King. I crushed that game too. I had both teams to score 2 goals and Pittsburgh to score in the first period at plus 105. I had Pittsburgh team total over. I had over for the game. Can't remember. I had a whole bunch of great props. I had Crosby to score a goal, Rust assist, Rust to score a goal, Crosby assist, Rust over 2.5 shots. All today in general, I crushed. Coming from soccer, What approach should I have while watching hockey and making an analysis? Top things to consider. As far as the game itself, wow, there's top things to consider. My gosh, how do you do that? Hockey is, what kind of approach should I have while watching hockey and making an analysis? Top things to consider. You know what? I'm gonna have to think about that one more. I mean, there are so many things to consider in hockey. It's crazy. It depends on where you're looking at it from. It depends on how well you know the game. There's people that watch there's people that watch like hockey a lot that really don't see the game all that deeply. They see things from if you just watch it like an average fan, what to consider is just it's a fast game that that is a really tough question. I can't believe how tough that is. How do I answer that question? Do you ever come on, like, are you talking about from a betting perspective, Marlo, or are you just talking about from a game perspective? Because hockey is a game, the reason why it takes a while. Okay, hockey, how do I explain? You know the game poker, it's the easiest. You can learn how to play poker in 5 minutes, but to get good at it takes a lifetime. Hockey's sort of the same thing. You can enjoy it for just what it is without really knowing much about the game, because it's fast, it's hard hitting, there's fights, it's exciting. You got passing really quick, everything's quick, and then a shot, and the goaltender stops it. Those are all things easy to figure out. But to understand how a team wins and another team doesn't in certain situations, that's something you learn. It takes a lifetime to learn. You're always getting better at it. There's so many different angles you have to look at. But if you look at it if you're going to analyze the game, the first thing I would learn in this game today is which team has the best three-zone defensive, full sheet defensive-minded forwards. That is the best. The best teams today have the most of those. And the only way to know that is you have to understand hockey systems and where team players need to be in certain situations on the ice. And that just takes study. You have to learn that through playing the game and, or through watching the game and studying the game and reading. I would say the best thing to do is try to read and listen to as much as you can on hockey systems and how and what teams do. You'll hear this. This is the big thing you're going to hear if you watch in an interview, like a reporter talking to a player. The stock answer is, "Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you for your kind words." The stock answer that any player will tell you is, "We just have to get pucks to the net." And people will go, "Okay, that's great. How do you do that?" Well, that depends on the team you're playing. Depends on the players you have. It depends on the type of team you have. It depends on the type of players you have. It depends on if you're a team that can grind it out in the corners, or you're a team that wants to play a possession game up high. And all of those things are the whole purpose of all of those systems and ways, and the way a team is built is all about getting pucks to the net. That's what it's all about. And the other aspect of it is preventing pucks to the net. Very simple concept, but I don't know if you know anything about poker, but like poker, it's a very simple concept, but there are a myriad of details that go into preventing and creating the opportunities to be able to do that very thing. And it can change depending on what team you're playing, what they're strong at, what they're not strong at, all of those sort of things like that. Coaches spend hours and hours and hours and hours on each team and how best to be able to get their team with their strengths to be able to do that. I guess soccer would be like that too. I played soccer when I was young. The soccer's that has the exact same thing. It's easy. Shoot, kick the ball on net. That's what you're trying to do. But it's not freaking easy. I remember when I first started playing soccer when I was young, because I started playing soccer because my coach and my dad told me that it will help you with your foot speed, which you need in hockey, and your hand-eye coordination and your intelligence, because soccer is an intelligent game. You have to be able to read what another team is doing. Yeah, it would be easy for you, but you have to read other people's systems and you have to be able to pull them out of their positions with certain passes and be able to find same sort of thing as hockey. It's the same sort of thing. It's just a lot faster and it's a lot tougher, and there's a lot of hitting to do, hitting that goes with it. And there's a lot of psychology that goes with hockey too. There's a lot of intimidation that goes with it. There's a confidence level that you can beat teams just by playing super fast, super hard, and not really even playing much of a system doing it, just because you know that other team is tired. I believe hockey is the best game on earth. Of course, I grew up and lived it I've lived it my whole life. I've played it my whole life. But everything I just said, I think you can pick up by the idea of what soccer is, and you can sort of apply it to hockey to kind of get the idea. The only thing was with hockey, it's the difference between soccer is it's more aggressive offense. Like in soccer, it's really more like a chess game that you're trying to, you're playing kind of a chess game with the opposition. You'll actually make certain plays for the purpose of making them think you're doing something and then do something completely different. And in hockey, you kind of do that too, but not to the same level as soccer. Well, it depends on what type of person you are. AllStar, like it's a thinking man's game. Soccer is a thinking man's game. If you are a person who likes who likes systems and strategies and all of that stuff like that, soccer is that. But hockey is that too. It's just way faster. It's just a way faster game with all that strategy and everything. And then you add physicality and size and speed and everything in it. To me, it's an unbelievable game. Anyways, I got a lot of games to cap today, so I'm going to continue going on here and trying to get bets for every game. Okay, Buffalo Sabres. I took Buffalo team total over 3. And I'm going to have more bets on all of this in the morning. New York Islanders, Bruins. Bruins coming off back-to-back. They played Swayman. This is an over game all day long. I already put it in. I think I put it in. If I didn't put it in, I should have. Have they corrected this? Have they corrected the over? Yeah, it's a 6.5 now. Oh, it's a 6. It's a 6. This is over. It's an over game. And it's probably the Islanders are going to crush this game too. Minus 142 on the Islanders is plenty. I don't trust the Islanders worth shit. But this Boston team is done. Done. They're done. It's over. Bye-bye. See you later. I'll take the Islanders on the money line, but the best bet is the over here. Islanders team total over. Korpisalo is going to be in net. Just team total over whatever it is. What are they giving you? Oh, you can get a 3. Islanders team total over 3. That might be my best bet. That might be my best bet. It's the most popular game in the world, football, NHL AllStar. So no matter what we say, it's the most popular game in the world. Yeah, ignore Robert. Yeah, it's the most popular game in the world. I'm an American too, Marlo. It's the most popular game in the world. So that's your personal opinion, but millions and millions and millions of people that watch that game more than any other sport by a long shot would completely, if you were to take a poll of the world, what the best sport in the world is, European football would be it. No doubt about it. So whatever you want to say about you don't like it. I'm not a big basketball fan, but there's way more people that watch it than my sport. So you can say what you want. It is what it is. I gotta put this bet in because if you're gonna bet the Islanders over and the team total over, you probably being in Europe, Marlo. I think you're in Europe. I don't know if you can get a 3 anywhere on your betting sites there, but at BetMGM you can get a 3. And that's like minus 120 or you might even be minus 120. Get on it now because I can't see that staying that way. I just can't. There's no way. And that's going to be a members only pick. If you're not a member, Marlo, catch me at Pearlo's NHL POW over there. Either DM me or look up I have it highlighted on my profile. You can become a member and then you get all my members picks. And then if you want, you can pay up. It's like $20 for my premium picks and they crush. So if you want to do that, you can do that too. Like I'll be blown away if that doesn't go over 3 for the Islanders tomorrow. I'll be blown away. I don't know. With Korpisalo and net and the way the Islanders have been scoring as of late, I'll be blown away. I'm putting 3 units on it. My biggest bet of the I'm going to put 1 unit on the over 6 just because Boston's on a back-to-back. They might not be able to produce much tomorrow. Before I go too into this, Schaefer for a point again, although everybody in the land is on it. And honestly, he hasn't been putting up too many points. Horvat, let's see what just in case, I'll take a look at the history of Boston and Islanders, but I don't put too much stock into it because Boston's been a better team than this pretty much every time they played before this. So when you're looking at like trends from what they did, the Islanders have beat them the last 2. And besides the last time, they've gone 6 or over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And check this out when you look at the Islanders. The Islanders have not gone under this year. 1, 2, not under this total. They pushed it twice. They pushed against Edmonton and they pushed against Washington. But they've gone over 3 for their team total 4 in a row. Over 3.5 4 in a row. And like I said, they haven't gone less than 6. Have they only played 6 games so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight games that they played. Boston's had some under games against Colorado and against Utah, but their defense is bad and Korpisalo is terrible. And the Islanders are kind of feeling it right now. So I would also take, Islanders money line too. Islanders are winning that game. I'm not going to put as much on the money line because they are the Islanders, and the Islanders have a tendency to lose games that they shouldn't. So I'd much rather depend on them to score than to actually win a game. You feel more. I'm no. You know what? Your average NHL bettor is not going to make money in hockey. Almost guaranteed. There's no way. It's not like it's one of the hardest sports to bet, without a doubt, especially money lines. If you don't understand spots, if you don't understand travel spots, flat spots, momentum. I mean, there's all kinds of factors in bet. I started betting hockey 5 years ago. I've been a diehard life, like my whole life, hockey. AllStar too. He played hockey. He played college hockey. He coaches hockey. He's a hockey trainer. Like, it's his life and it's my life. But I didn't know about the whole betting thing till about 5 years ago. And when I first started, it was like a big learning curve because I thought it was easy. Oh, I know the game inside and out, so I'll be able to do it well. It took a while. It took a little bit. I did well even before I started learning all the little other angles and spots and what back-to-backs and which team does this and all the trends and all that kind of stuff like that. I was doing good enough. So that was good. But then, it takes a lot to learn. It is one of the toughest sports to learn as far as betting is concerned. No doubt about it. Actually, in general, really, it's really tough. it's it's why I think the NHL has also had a difficult time of getting into the growing. It's growing right now, but it took a while because it's a sport that's exciting to watch once because you see the fight and you see that and you take off. But when you really start to watch it on a regular basis, there's a whole lot of factors that you almost have to study to know how everything works. But then if you just watch it on a regular basis and you know the rules, it's an exciting, fun game, no doubt about it. All right, so that's probably one of my best bets. You're getting one of my best bets for sure tomorrow. Nashville versus Tampa, and I just have a feeling that AllStar is going to be on Nashville here. He hasn't told me one bet, by the way, the whole time we're doing this. Guy that was co-hosting the thing, he's not saying a word. He's keeping it all to himself now. I have a feeling that I have a gut feeling that the AI would be on Nashville here in this Tampa Nashville game. It's Tampa's coming off a win. It's you know what? It is a Nashville spot because this is just a one game in Nashville and then go back home against Dallas. It's a Nashville spot for sure. I can't take Tampa here. I wouldn't even be. I'm pretty sure Johansson will be in that here. This is a Nashville spot. So what I mean by a Nashville spot, here's a good example of things that you learn as you get to know like the gambling side of it. I'll bring up their I'll bring up the trends for these two so I can see. Okay, so Tampa's really struggled. They just went on a road. They struggled early. And they're a really good team, or there should be a really good team. They only won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6. They won one and had 2 overtimes in the first 6 games. Then they were on the road for 4. They tied twice, lost to Chicago the first game home, beat Anaheim, where they were outshot, but I mean, they're commonly outshot. And then they shut it down against Vegas and won in overtime as well. So they were at home. Now they're going on the road from Tampa Bay to Vegas, which isn't terribly far, but it's a team in another conference that honestly they don't really care about. And they probably won't get up for. Nashville has been at home now for 4 straight. They've won 2, lost 2. They just barely lost to a Dallas team that doesn't really have their mojo right now. The teams that they beat LA, who isn't a great road team. They barely beat Vancouver. And they lost against a lot of good teams there. A lot of better teams. And now they're playing Tampa, who's coming. So what I'm trying to say is they're at home. Tampa's at home. They go on the road to Nashville for 1 game against a team that they're not really care about. And then they come back and play a much better team in Dallas, who's also a Western team, but a much better team. We call this a look-ahead spot. It's also an annoying spot. You're coming off a big win against Vegas, who's a cup contender, and then you're on home for 3, and then you got to get on a plane, go play against a team you don't care about, and then come back against a better team. And that team you don't care about is fighting for every point that they can get. I could see a draw here. When's the last time they played Johansson? They don't have any goaltending up. Oh, yeah, they do. No, they played Johansson on the 25th. Then they played Vasilevsky. Oh, so they won that on a back-to-back. So they should go back to Vasilevsky here. Nashville, yeah, played Ahonen against Dallas. All right, let's look at the line. I haven't even looked at a line yet. I'm just seeing the spot. So now I look at the line, plus 130, minus 155 for the Lightning. My thinking in this game that it's going to be a slow start. I would take, and I could see Nashville first period. Because Tampa is not really a strong first period team, or they haven't been. They haven't been historically. They usually come back in the second period. Let me check out some trends and see what we can come up with. But I'm leaning Nashville. See, a lot of people aren't going to take Nashville at plus 130. The books are showing, I wouldn't doubt at all if sharp money is on Nashville here. The books are giving Tampa a lot of leeway for somebody to bet them at minus 155. Your average fan is going to be like, oh, Tampa's way better than Nashville. I'm going to take Tampa here. But it's not a fun spot for Tampa. The only thing that has me hesitant is that Tampa was in a kind of a funk. They beat Vegas, and they should probably be, a little motivated. They don't really have the greatest record right now. But Tampa's covered the first period puck line quite a bit, though. I almost like an under here. Now that I think about it. Second period over 47. Yeah, I know they're trying to pick up at the moment. You were surprised how they played away and at home. Yeah, well, one of the things that with the Jets is okay, the reason why the Jets are really good at home, especially in the regular season, is there's a mandate by ownership that if they're going to lose on the road. They have a very difficult time filling that arena. The economy in Winnipeg isn't all that strong. So they bust their ass at home a lot. And in doing so, they also have the type of team where they really got to bust their ass for a whole 82 game season. And usually when a team does that, they don't have much left in the playoffs. So also that psychological mentality has a tendency to carry itself into the playoffs. It's just the way humans are. If something's beat into you, you generally will do that. The other aspect of with Winnipeg is they've got a very overrated they've got very overrated defenseman depth. And when you're on the road, that gets exposed more because when you're on the road, you don't have the matchups that you do at home. It's hard because of where you're further away from the bench at home, and the team that's at home gets first change, so they can match up against your line more, your lines more, so they can match up against your weaker defensemen. And the Jets' bottom three defensemen are not that great. Their forwards, on the other hand, are excellent defensively. So what happens is the forwards end up having to work really hard in the regular season to keep that team afloat because they got to play what we call a full sheet. They got to play all three zones. They got to get back. The forwards have to play from deep in their own zone a lot, and they got to bust their ass. And if you're doing that for 82 games, the human body isn't going to be able to, they're going to be more tired than another team come playoff time. So they generally don't do good in the playoffs because of that. So also a reason why Hellebuyck, their goaltender, who is like Vezina level, struggles on the road. It's not as much as Hellebuyck is that bad. It's that his defensemen are not that good in front of him on the road because the home team has a better advantage. So their best players can go against your weaker defense, in which case they don't play as well in front of you, and it makes it tougher on the goaltender, who gets overplayed too much in the regular season as well, and he's generally tired by the playoffs. So that's the reason why Winnipeg isn't as good in the playoffs. Yeah, that's the thing about it, Doug, is Tampa is trying to pick up points at the moment, which kind of worries me about that. I would say maybe because you said that, this wouldn't be a bad idea for a draw. I could see a draw and an under in this game. This might get up to a 6. If it's a 6, I like the under. I like the under, whoever's going to win. I think I like the under. Let me bring him up here. Tampa just played an under. Tampa's not a team that plays the under too much. If you like Tampa, you want, oh, look at this. They have played to 2 draws in the last 2 games, one in Nashville and one in Tampa Bay. The last 2 times they played each other. Tampa's basically been playing to the under besides their game in Anaheim. And Nashville, when they, has been playing mostly to the under. I think this is an under 6. I like the draw. I'd even go under 1.5 first period. I think this is an under game. That's where I'm leaning right now for this game. Yeah, I like the under. That's my bet there. As long as there's no funky goaltender shit going on here. Should be Vasilevsky. They just play Johansson. Be watching. If anybody's going to, if it's going to be a funky goaltender thing, it's going to be Johansson for Tampa Bay, because Nashville will definitely be playing Saros. Maybe with Vasilevsky having injury issues and really trying to get his game back, maybe they're going to rest him more, and this would be a spot that they would use Johansson. But honestly, even if they are, I would still take the under. But I think more than anything, Tampa Bay would be happy with the draw here. They got to get a point. They got to get a point here. They really do. This is a game where they don't want to leave without a point. So I wouldn't mind a draw. This Nashville team doesn't have much pop. I mean, it's only a matter of time before it just starts falling apart. They're not going to be adding. I've already heard rumors that there's been talk with Stamkos about the possibility of him being moved on from. They'd have to retain, but if they retain half of that, they could get a decent return for him with his NHL experience and stuff. It's only 2 more years. I could see it happening. They're playing Stamkos in the middle again, and that's just not a good look. That's just not good. They got Matthew Wood up. They're playing a lot of kids. That usually tells you something. Like, yeah, defense. Yeah, no Yossi too. So it's really hard to take Nashville. I like the draw on the under. All right, let's go to the next game. Tampa will probably, the more I think about it, Tampa will probably pull that out because Nashville's just that bad. It's a Nashville spot, but Nashville will probably pull it out somehow. We got Boston. Okay, Winnipeg, Minnesota, Winnipeg. I mean, I don't know what to do with this Minnesota team. Do you finally get embarrassed for losing to San Jose? Does the team finally wake up here? I mean, out of pick 'em, I think you've just got to take the Jets here until the Minnesota Wild wake up with something. It should be Hollaback and net. I mean, you just got embarrassed by San Jose. By being embarrassed by San Jose, I mean just losing to San Jose is embarrassing. Winnipeg just no, did they lose? Who did they lose to? They go back home to Chicago and Pittsburgh after this. Minnesota. Minnesota stays at home, plays Pittsburgh, and and Vancouver, you got to figure they're going to come out hard in the first period. You have to. You have to. I know there's a problem in Winnipeg. I think the problem in not Winnipeg, in Minnesota is, I think the problem in Minnesota is they were without Ek and Kaprizov last year. And all the players had to play their balls off last year just to make it into the playoffs. And I think the problem with it is they kind of like took a breather, took too much of a sigh of relief that Kaprizov and Ek were back. And now they're, they got to realize that they're not the type of team that can just run on one line. Not to mention they're getting older. Foligno's getting older. They're almost playing like they're trying to get their coach fired, really. 3-5-2 to start the season. I think Winnipeg's going to regress as the season goes on because their like I said, especially this year, their defensemen are not really the best. Without unless there's somebody back in the lineup that I'm not aware of. Winnipeg has owned them. Holy shit. 8 straight. 8 straight, and the Wild of not. Wild team total under. The Wild team total under. The only thing is Winnipeg has been allowing a few more goals as of late, but the Wild scored 5 against San Jose. Anybody could score 5, but I think they only scored 2 by the second period, and they haven't been able to score all year. Is that where Winnipeg you're saying that series, or is that the Tampa Bay series you're talking about? Oh, yeah, I was going to see team total under. Winnipeg burned me on Seattle team total under there a little while ago. Team total under 2.5 is plus 115. Really? Plus 115. Let me get this straight. Minnesota Wild, the team that's been struggling to score all year, playing against a Winnipeg team that almost always. That line actually scares me. What do they know here? They're not putting Comrie in. They just played them. The Jets aren't putting Comrie in. They lost 3-2 to Utah. Calgary scored 3 on them, and Seattle scored 3 on them. Their defense on the road isn't very good. Has there been more injuries to their defense? I follow Taves, Shubrakov. You don't need a rider. One thing I know for sure is Pionk over shots will be a play. He's going over shots every single game, pretty much. Hayden, Fleury, Shan, yeah, their defense on the road isn't very good. But I got to play it at +2 115. I just got to play it. That line is fishy, though. It's really fishy. Where are they getting that line from? My only thought is that Logan Stanley's probably getting tired up there in the top four. Minnesota does have the matchup advantage, and you're playing against, you got really good players against Logan Stanley, Fleury, and Shen. I get you, but you do have Hollebuck still back there, and the forwards are great defensive forwards, except for Scheifele. Actually, Scheifele is better than Connor, but I follow Tave, Shiberkov, Niederreiter, Nemeshnikov. Nyquist is still pretty good. Like all those guys can play all those guys play strong defensive games. The only way I see that going over is if Minnesota just wakes up. Maybe do they wake up? Were they embarrassed and finally wake up right here in this spot right now? That's really what it comes down to. If Minnesota wakes up and plays like they can win this game. If that San Jose game will come up, they can win this game. They split up the lines. They're putting Johansson up because he's got kind of a hot hand here with Rossi and Kaprizov. It's not a bad idea. Tarasenko with Ek and Boldy. That's not a bad idea. I wonder why he didn't do that before. Am I talking myself into Minnesota here? I think I'm talking myself into Minnesota here. Plus money for Minnesota, right? I like the way he changed his lines there. Because Winnipeg really doesn't have that much offensive depth. Johansson's a good, strong defensive player. They put him up against the top line. Who did they put? Rossi up there with? Did they keep Rossi with Rossi, Kaprizov, Johansson? Ek and Boldy are strong defensively. Am I talking myself into a Minnesota bet? It's -110. That's the thing. It's the line is set for you to take Winnipeg. The line is set for you to take Winnipeg. Somebody's buying in on Minnesota here. You got a Minnesota team that just lost to San Jose. They lost to Utah, New Jersey. They're on a 3-game losing streak. They've only won 1 game in their last 7. Almost all on a road trip. Is this the game they wake up? It's juiced. It's almost juiced to the over. If this is an over, then Minnesota is going to win. So periods. Yeah, I'm overthinking this. What do you got? Help me out here, you guys. All the money's on the Jets. Okay. Yeah, I got a feeling the Wild wake up here after that San Jose loss. I have a feeling that this is the one. I'll tell you what, if they don't wake up here, I think you can finish the Wild. The Wild are done. If you don't wake up after losing to San Jose, and I think last year there was a great trend about a teams losing to San Jose. I wonder how that's happened since then. I should probably but I'm actually leaning Minnesota here. I'm leaning Minnesota. And Minnesota first period. They gotta come flying out. Not my favorite bet in the world, but I'm trying to make a bet and go through everyone. I'm leading Minnesota here. Can't believe I'm saying that, but I just can't see them not being embarrassed after that San Jose loss. I just can't see it. That's got to snap them up. It's got to. If they don't win, if they don't come out hard, even if they lose the game, if they don't absolutely crush everything in this game after losing to San Jose, there is some serious problems out in that room. I think I'd fire the coach immediately. Like you've lost the room. There's no way that you cannot have lost the room. All right, let's go to my next game. Quarter unit on Minnesota. It's got to be. Detroit at St. Louis. St. Louis just got dummied by Pittsburgh. I said it in the season started, and I know that Ian was all over St. Louis, but I was really afraid for St. Louis this year. I had them to miss the playoffs last year. And I was correct until they got the coach bump with Montgomery. And my concern this year with St. Louis, as it is with any team that gets a coach bump like that, is that once it's over, everybody goes out for the summer, they do their thing. Now you have to recreate that energy with the same old coach all over again. Yeah. NHL fire John Huds. AllStar is a Minnesota fan. I'm probably going to hate myself for taking Minnesota there. I'm probably going to hate myself. This is Blues versus the Wings. Okay, you got Bennington and net coming off a back-to-back. I just don't trust the St. Louis team. As I was saying, I just thought it was going to be very hard to recreate that energy all over. And the reason why I took the St. Louis Blues to not make the playoffs last year, was I thought their defense was extremely overrated. And I still do. Like their defensemen. It's not that I don't like their team in general as like a growing team. I love Snuggerud, but Snuggerud is still young. Holloway's really been here and there now that he's got his feet wet with his pocket full of change in his pocket. Never was a Kyrou fan in some ways. He's a very good three-zone defensive player, and he can score. But I don't know, something just rubs me with him, man. I don't say that too often about players, but there's like there's no grr to his game. And besides that, they're very young. Buchnevich is solid, and Thomas is, of course, very good. But I say he's great. He's a very good defensive player, too. They're a very nondescript team. But I think they're a growing team, and they're learning to grow as a team. But I don't think their defense is very good. And here was the other reason why I was concerned about St. Louis. I didn't bet them to miss the playoffs. I had a difficult time getting to that. But this is what really concerned me, and it turns out to be possibly looking that it is the case. Binnington already struggles in the regular season. He's a big game goaltender that has to learn how to get you to the big game. Otherwise, you don't play big games. And guess what? This is an Olympic year. So to me, it felt like Binnington would even have more difficulties in the regular season. It seems like he's just bored with the regular season. He's the type of guy who just wants to play big games every game. And he can't seem to manifest in his mind that every game can be a big game if you allow yourself to realize that if you don't win the games, you're never going to play the fucking big games. And he's kind of a dickwad. That's the other thing. Yeah, he seems to rub his teammates the wrong way a little bit. I could be wrong. I don't know. And then Hofer, I mean, he looked like he was heading a direction for a while there, but man, he looked shaky quite a bit last year. And this year, he looks freaking diabolically bad. He looks horrible. So everything is on Binnington here. And now they're coming off of a back-to-back. They don't seem like they've got their shit together yet. I haven't seen really much that says that St. Louis has turned things around at all. Like, it should be a get-right spot for St. Louis. No doubt about that. Let me see here. Detroit's just coming off a win against St. Louis, did they not? Yeah. Oh, shit. This is a freaking revenge game for St. Louis. If you're still listening out there, a revenge game is if a team just lost to a team not too long ago, especially if they beat them at home, but they didn't beat them at home, they beat them on the road. And they play against them like really quickly, which this is really quick to be playing them again. You bet the team that was at home. But here's the problem. St. Louis has lost 4 in a row. When you look at their wins this year, they beat Minnesota, who we just talked about, who just, I don't know what the hell. I do know. I have an idea, but they beat Calgary, who is ass, Vancouver, who is ass, lost to Chicago, who will eventually be ass, but right now has got on a coach bump, so I'll give them a little bit on that, but it's a team that they should beat. They lost to Dallas, who is struggling, and I also said that they would struggle early this year. They won against them. Then they lost against an LA team who really played a good game that game, actually. And they, it was probably one of the better games they played in the recent memory. Then lost against Utah, who is rolling over everybody right now, so that's not that big of a deal. Go on the road, lose to Detroit in really what was supposed to be a must-win game, and they didn't look good. And then, they weren't even on a back-to-back. 2 days later, just get trounced by Pittsburgh. This should be a game where they just lay it on the line. There should be a game where they just lay it on the line. Detroit just beat them 6-4. But this is a back-to-back. No, no, he's not coming on. I invited him on. He was out with his daughter or something like that. How come you're not on? I sent you the link. I got to go with Detroit here just because they're in better form. Got a back-to-back, Bennington in. I'm not trusting Bennington right now. It's a revenge game for St. Louis. I don't love it. I got to say, I don't love it. But I need to see a better form from St. Louis before I could back them right now. It should be a St. Louis spot. This should be the get-right spot here for St. Louis. But I think St. Louis is also playing 3 games in 4 nights, right? Yeah, 3 games in 4 nights, 1 on the road. I don't think Detroit's played anybody since they beat St. Louis. And then Detroit goes to LA. It's still a Western road trip for them. LA and then Anaheim. Should be Gibson in there. And San Jose. Yeah, back to back, and then they got Vancouver. What was the price on this? Wow, it's basically a pick 'em. Tough game. I just lean Detroit. I don't know if I'm going to bet this game. Might be one of the few games I don't bet. I don't like the revenge spot for St. Louis, but I also just don't like the motivation for this team. I don't like what they're showing. Oh, and that's right. They're super injured too. Is Thomas going to be back? Doesn't sound. I doubt it. I mean, yeah, it's probably going to be the same lineup. Let's see here. It's a revenge game, but they have no. Probably an under, I guess. I think it'll be a tight game. Just take Finning to score a goal. Again, keep on going with that. Casper, Dubrinka, Cup. Still don't have Kane in. I lean to Detroit, but it's not my favorite game in the world. That's for sure. I've talked enough about it. Dallas Stars, Washington Capitals. I'm taking Washington plus 120. They just got their ass kicked by Ottawa. And I don't. This Dallas team is like a. Okay, the reason why I thought the Dallas team would struggle this year is the big reason is the hiring of Gullickson. Not that I think Gullickson is a bad coach, but Rantanen was going to fucking hate him. Hate him. Rantanen does not like playing defense, and Gullickson is a huge defensive coach. I mean, I can't take Dallas at minus 142. They finally broke the only thing is they finally broke their losing streak. And usually when a team breaks a losing streak, how much of a losing streak was it? Then they usually win the next game. But I don't believe that was that convincing of a win, was it? Dallas has owned this series too. Shit. It's been tight. Draw here would be more than this would be a good draw game. This would be a good draw game for sure. But Dallas has owned this. Dallas, barely beat Nashville. They beat Carolina. They've won 2 in a row. That was their 2 in a row. They lost 4 in a row. They won 3 in a row. They won 2 in a row. What does Washington have after this? Washington just got spanked by Ottawa. I'm sure they're going to be ornery in this game. Oh, but this is one game on the road and then back home again, too. Shitty spot for Washington. Play at home, lose 5-1, go play against Dallas on the road, come back and play against conference opponent. You're up 6-3. Dallas is on 2-game winning streak. Yeah, it's all of a sudden turned into a Dallas spot. Does Dallas have a back-to-back? Give me a back-to-back. No. It's the last game of a homestand. They go off to Tampa Bay in Florida. Draw. I like to draw. Both teams get a point. Call it a day. Oh, yeah. Capitals had Lindgren in that, too. He was horrible. He's horrible. They don't play well in front of him. Now they're going to have Thompson in them. They're going to be mad. And I think they got a better team. It's a bad spot. Give me a draw. Give me a draw. Both teams have scored 2. Both teams have scored 2. Capitals come out hard in the first period. Maybe Capitals money line first period. But the draw is probably my best bet as it stands right now. I got to get going here. Got to get moving here. Keep moving. Keep moving. Ottawa, Chicago. Ottawa will destroy that game. They just beat Boston, all the shit. They're just on a roll. They get on a roll like this, There's no letdown spots for them. There's no letdown spots. Oh, but it's a back-to-back, right? So they're going to have – oh, no, they put Marilainen in this game. So they're going to have Allmark in. Chicago plays the last game of a home stand, goes to Winnipeg after this. What does Ottawa have after this? Yeah, it's a back-to-back. Oh, and it's another one of those go for one game and back home to Calgary again. Jesus Christ. They're doing a lot of these this year. Yeah, this is a terrible spot for Ottawa. You got to fly to Chicago. Yeah, Chicago. No, doesn't matter. They're coming in fat. Chicago's off a loss. Yeah, this is a Chicago spot. Chicago. I was wrong. Chicago will score that. Win. Chicago will probably win that game. Got to take them at plus money. That's a terrible spot. Plus 114. They're even priced. Chicago's even priced to win that game. They're begging you to take Ottawa. I'd take Chicago first period for sure. Allmark is going to be in. That's a Chicago spot. Got to take Chicago. It's one of the toughest things to do is to go win a home game. You blow the shit out of them. Then you get on a plane. Ottawa to Chicago is a fair flight. Get in late. Play one game against a team that really doesn't matter to you all that much. I think there's a lot of fight in Ottawa, so maybe throw a little bit on the draw too. The last two that they played has been a draw. And Chicago's coming off of a loss against LA. And you're going to have Spencer Knight into, Chicago. Chicago money line, first period, Chicago. It's hard to go Chicago team total over, to tell you the truth. I haven't been going over too often, so I'm just going to take that. Chicago money line, first period. And let's see if there's any trends like picks. Like I said, I'll give you all the props tomorrow if I can get them all out. Nazar, of course, the normal guys that you would have here. Pinto didn't have a very strong game. I could see Pinto props. Trends. They don't have any Chicago trends. Chicago money line at home has been strong. So take that. I would even take a little bit on the reverse puck line, to tell you the honest truth. Ottawa's going to be coming in fat. Chicago's going to be pissed. Yeah. I like Chicago money line the best first period and Chicago full game. No, I don't think it's the best first period. Just split it up between the two because Ottawa will have most of the legs in the first period, but they'll probably start running out of juice as the games go on. New Jersey, Colorado. I'm not going against this. New Jersey. Oh, it's a revenge spot for Colorado. Total revenge spot for Colorado. Minus 155 because they just lost to New Jersey. This New Jersey team's freaking on a heater, though, man. Heater. They are not fucking around. Not fucking around at all right now. But it's totally a Colorado spot. And New Jersey has San Jose after this. 8-1-0 for New Jersey, 5-1-4 for Colorado. I just don't like the minus 155 for Colorado. First game of a road trip. See over under in this game. I gotta lean Colorado. I do. Going into altitude, it's just New Jersey's really fucking smoking right now, man. Hard to go against New Jersey 8-1-0. They basically split. Played a lot of overs. And I could see the over here too. So usually though, when it's an over one game they play, it's an under the next. New Jersey just barely won that game in overtime. Colorado have hit the first period game total under a lot. So that means Colorado puck line first period. Colorado puck line first period. They got to be coming out hard after losing to New Jersey the last game. New Jersey's not a strong first period team. Minus 160. That's plus 140. Plus 140. Colorado puck line first period. Leaning to the team total over for Colorado. But New Jersey's been playing really well defensively. It's a 6. I'll take the over. I'll take the over and Colorado puck line first period. All right. Utah beat Edmonton. Fuck Edmonton. Edmonton's done. I'm telling you. Telling you all along, Edmonton's not as good of a team as everybody thinks they are. Oh, you guys can't even see me, for fuck's sakes. Look at this. Tied 5-5, top of the 16th. When did my camera go out? All right, let's finish these off. Now there's a lot of games I got to cap tomorrow. Holy shit. Taking plus 130. I'm taking Utah. I'm not taking Edmonton. Fuck all. Fuck all. Like, why in the world would they be minus 155 right now? They get so juiced because they have McDavid and Draisaitl. They don't deserve this shit. How the hell does Edmonton right now, because they made the finals? It's like I made so much money betting against Edmonton this year. It's fucking crazy. It's crazy. Team has no depth whatsoever. Goaltending is subpar, to say the least. They got to the finals with smoke and mirrors last year. Bet Paterka, like, look at this lineup compared to them. Here's a good example. Oh yeah, here's my little rant. I'll give you a little rant here, okay? They made the finals with smoke and mirrors last year. I'm telling you right now. Like, this team is not that good. It's not that good. So what are they going to do now? They're going to put Nugent Hopkins with McDavid and Mangiapane. That's actually not a bad. I don't mind that. With the lineup they have, that's probably the best you can do. I don't know. Yeah, Nugent Hopkins and McDavid, probably parlay those two together. Podkolzin is okay. Here's Vasily Podkolzin. I'm going to bring up Utah's lineup right now. Bring up Utah. Utah, a team that didn't even make the playoffs last year. Now they did get better this year with Paterka, and they're on a heater right now. They may do that in the regular season. They may be like what Montreal was last year. So you got Paterka, Cooley, Gunther, Keller, Hayton, Schmaltz. All right. I just said Podkolzin. Who would you rather have, Podkolzin or Paterka? Paterka all day long. I had Mangiapane, top right winger. Guy who played third line in Washington last year with controlled minutes against lower competition, is playing on the Oilers' top line right wing with a very good player in Nugent Hopkins and an elite one in McDavid. Okay, we all know that they got two elite players and one very good one. Mangiapane would not make. Now, Mangiapane wouldn't even come close to making Utah's top six. At the moment, he would probably be third line because Michael Carcioni is not very good. He would be third line. They're injured though, right? Yeah, if Kerfoot was in the lineup, it would be toss-up. But he certainly wouldn't be playing on the top line there, that's for sure. Podkolzin. Vasily Podkolzin. Where is he going to play in Utah's? Is he going to take out Kroos? No. He'd be playing on the fourth line. He's their second line left winger. He'd be playing on fourth line on Utah on a team that didn't make the playoffs last year and got one player better in Peterka. Fourth line. He's playing on the second line for the Oilers. Jack Roslovic happened to score 20 goals last year. He's got a good shot. Absolutely ass at everything else. Honestly, he's not a great player at all. And they just picked him up. On Utah, would he play in the top six? No. Would he play over Michael Carcioni? Maybe. I wouldn't. It's basically a fourth liner on a really good team. And he's playing in their top six. Adam Henrique went to shit. Curtis Lazar is okay. He's a fourth liner. These are all third liners. Trent Frederick, fourth liner. Isaac Howard isn't ready for the NHL. Neither is Matthew Savoy. And David Tomashik is a 29-year-old Swede who's just trying his hand in the NHL because he had decent numbers in Sweden. There's no depth to this lineup whatsoever as far as offense is concerned. They got a better defense than a lot of teams. It's very good defense and poor goaltending. And you're going to tell me I'm going to take, what was the price here? Minus 155 against a Utah team that's on a heater right now. Fuck no. Give me Utah plus 130. Not a fucking chance. My touching Edmonton Oilers. It's an Edmonton spot. Everything's an Edmonton spot right now. They need a fucking win. But if you think I'm taking them against these young legs, they've had a rough, I will give them Edmonton this. They've had a rough schedule up until now. They have had a rough schedule. They went one game on the road. They had one game at home. And came back home again they played Seattle. They came back home again. It has been a rough game, rough for them, a rough schedule for them. I'll give them that. And they got the Rangers right after this. They might be able to put some wins together after this, but I don't see it happening. Going to Seattle, coming back here, I'm not betting against Utah on that spot. What does Utah got? Utah's got nothing after this until Tampa Bay, so they can go balls out. Balls out. Yeah, give me Utah. Probably take the over there too. Utah's been playing shit ton of overs. I'll take team total over. Can you get 2.5 at a decent price? I'll take this over 6. Minus 140 for team total over 2.5 against this Oilers team. Sign me the fuck up. Give me the over 3 at BetMGM when it comes to. I'll take both of those. Sign me up, bitch. Okay. What do we got next? We're getting through her. We're going to get through it, everybody. We're going to make it. New Jersey, Colorado. The Canucks versus the Rangers. Take the Canucks. Don't take the Rangers to do nothing. The Rangers players literally hate their own organization right now. They have absolutely no fucking clue what they're doing whatsoever. Sullivan is crying. that he is no longer a Pittsburgh Penguin coach right now. I don't know what kind of terrible spot to put any coach to come into a room when you have this many players who don't give a flying fuck. Like they, they don't they have no confidence. They don't even want to have confidence. This is a team totally ripped apart in the room. The the Miller signing was like the worst thing they could have did. Yeah, this whole group, this tight knit group that was a high shooting percentage, terrible 5-on-5 power play team that were just rocking with each other, having fun, doing whatever they want to do, felt good about themselves. Nobody told them what to do. So they got great shooters. They could pot goals. As soon as it came time to play 5-on-5, they got their ass kicked. But oh well, we look pretty good. Everybody likes us. Everybody's cool. All of a sudden, Truba's gone, Goudreau's gone. Their two favorite besties are gone. Then Kreider's gone. Just rip. We're going to change the whole mechanism for what the Rangers are. We're going to put a new spin on it. You get this asshole from Vancouver named Miller that nobody has ever liked. You bring him in and say, this is going to be our identity. And everybody goes, fuck you. And Panarin will be gone. Zibanejad seems to be okay, trying hard. I think we're trying really hard to get out in New York. This used to be the franchise that every team wanted to go to. Oh, there you go. How you doing, bud?
Dude, I can't see your face.
Yeah, I know. My camera turns off every time I go somewhere.
Dude, Ice X wants to come on. Exotic Wagers wants to come on.
I sent the link to everybody.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. When did Exotic Wagers want to come on?
Like 10 minutes ago.
I sent the link in the chat already a long time ago.
Yeah, they don't see it.
Did the Jays win?
Hell nah. This shit's still going.
Still going. Wow.
Dude, send them the link.
A copy. Okay, I copied it.
Dude, Ice X better come on. He asked for the link.
Link is in the chat, everybody.
I'm calling Ice X.
I sent you the link already. You could have sent him the link from the link I sent you.
It's not my YouTube.
Yeah, you can still send him the link. You know everybody's allowed on it.
Not everyone.
I think my camera's down for the count.
Dude, Ice X is dead.
What the fuck? Nothing is working now?
Dude, Doug, get on, Doug. Dude, he's backstage, Pearlo. What's going on?
Trying to get my fucking camera working.
Let's crack it.
Pissing me off.
Gang, gang.
So anyway, what was I going on about? Oh yeah, Utah's gonna kick everybody.
You were talking shit about the Oilers.
Yeah. Why in the hell am I gonna take the Oilers at minus 155? Fuck that.
I like the over. I don't know if I like.
I like the over.
I mean, I like you said though. It's an Edmonton spot. I like you. I'm a Utah fan, so I'm probably not gonna bet Utah. I just want to see them win. But I can probably count on both teams scoring 3.
Dude, we're about to
Probably
watch
over
two
first
baseball
period.
games in one.
Edmonton's terrible at first periods, though. They're fucking horrible at it.
Yeah,
And that
Malco
Utah-
though versus Edmonton is horrible. I mean, given that the team is a lot better now than we've been in years, but I mean, Malco is 1-4 and one with a 4.80 goals allowed and a 0.868
Most of that comes from
save
his time.
percentage.
And most of his
Yeah.
time. I look. Most of that comes from his time in Arizona. So I don't really. worry
Yeah,
about it.
it's last 6.
I said that Vemelka was gonna be his best right around the ages he is right now too.
Yeah, he's
It
been
took
playing
him a
good.
while. Like he was pretty raw when he came in. He's got a lot of talent. Like his reaction time and everything is freaking amazing. But he had to learn position, and it really was like he didn't start goaltending until late too. So
Yeah.
fucking care.
I mean, he only let up 3 against Colorado. And Colorado's offense is in way better shape and form right now versus Edmonton.
Yeah. There's no depth there. I'll take Utah's depth over their depth all day long.
Yeah, I like the over 6.
Utah's on a heater. Like I don't see them stopping here. Like it's not a letdown spot. If anything, it's a big spot for them. Like you're playing against McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers. And that coach is fucking phenomenal. I've always loved him. Turney is a great coach.
Yeah.
Turney is an awesome coach.
Cooley's got 9 points in the last 6 games and 4
Yeah.
points in each game in the last.
I would take that whole line.
Edmonton.
I'm gonna parlay all that whole
Oh yeah,
line.
well, Paterka and Gunther.
Yeah, Gunther, Paterka, and Cooley.
And it looks like Jack McBain's back, so he'll be down on the third line with Krause. I actually like that line versus that other shit line of Indrik, Lazar, Frederick, Kulak, and I mean it's not a shit line, but McBain, Krause, and Carconi.
I could see Bouchard scoring again.
Man, fucking, I had Bouchard yesterday for 2 shots. He let me down. It was for 10 units on a parlay. And then today, I had 2 shots on, fuck, who was it?
Shane
Oh, he
Pinto
scored-
didn't come through. That guy's a bitch.
I parlayed Pinto and Buchnevich. It was like plus 144. I did those both for 2. That was my best play for 2 units.
Pinto was at plus 140 and for over 2.5. And the books usually know when you see somebody that usually is hitting, get a plus 140. It's a tough. Yeah, the books usually know. I took it for a little bit, but I didn't put much on it.
I hit Jake Sanderson, but didn't get Pinto.
Yeah,
I didn't take Sanders.
Who did I have?
Who did I take in that game?
Dude, I like the
I
pen.
think I missed my
Pen.
props in that game. I just hit really good on the game itself.
Oh, it was Malkin for 2 shots. I had Malkin for a point,
You had a
Crosby for a
goal?
point. Yeah, two shots for Buchnevich and then 2 shots for Malkin. But Malkin he didn't have no shots the whole game until he got that one there at the end. I think it was an open netter.
Dude, Batherson, Stutzel, Sanderson all had 3 points.
Yeah, I know. That's the line I should have put. Top lines at home, you should always bet them. Second lines on the road.
Yeah, yesterday I had Draisaitl, DeBrusque, and Bouchard all for 2 shots. And then Cooley and Macklin.
All right. Well,
for
now that I
3
got you
and
here, is I'll
2.
go through quick. Well, we'll go through what you got on all the games
Yep.
here because I talk my
I'm gonna be just looking at them as you're talking to them. So
Calgary,
just let me know
Toronto.
what game you. All right.
You got anything? AllStar.
I got 33 plays, but they're all premiums.
They're all premium. Shut the fuck
Yeah,
up.
I'm up 34 and a half units the past 6 days. The free train's gone.
Okay. All right. Well, you
You would
didn't
be
do very good
smoking
on the
crack if
weekend
you
when I was
picked
gone
Toronto.
up to Michigan. Where were you making the plays? Were you giving me your shit plays or what?
Dude, you literally told everyone, follow NHL All-Star Bets. He's going to post plays. That's pretty easy to understand.
So the one, but you sent me some, and those didn't
Yeah.
hit.
Yeah, they did.
No, they didn't.
So the Flames lost and the Canucks lost?
Let's see what you sent me.
What game are you gonna go to next?
Calgary, Toronto first. Did you have nothing on that? Or?
No, I'm just barely looking at the
You'd be
lines now that
smoking
we're
crack
talking
to
on them.
take Toronto. You'd be on crack.
I'm looking for the damn game. Over here, Calgary, Toronto. Oh, you can just go right up to the games that you're already on because you already covered that game, right? That was the first game you covered. I'm
Dude,
barely looking at lines right now.
There's 3 guys on the Wild that are from Minnesota. Cole Koepke, Neil Pionk, and Dylan Sandberg.
Yeah. Okay. Vegas. Vegas team total over. Minnesota team total over. Was that game over 6.5? It might have been. Yes, it was. That was over. You got that one. Go Jets. Go over 3.5. Texas hockey. No. Blackhawks. No. Blackhawks. No.
17 innings.
Okay. You want to go to the ones I haven't done? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because
I
I
wanna
haven't
do
looked at
what-
anything. I'm barely sitting down, so I
Oh,
still got to
okay.
do research and everything. I haven't even looked at anything yet, so.
Well, I'll tell Vancouver over the Rangers. Just everybody over the Rangers. I don't give a shit who they are. That's 2 bad teams, though, man. It's 2 bad teams.
Yeah, that's a shit.
Seattle. Is that still the 20? Is that still the 28th? Yeah. Oh, Seattle, Montreal.
Seattle, Montreal.
It's a revenge
Montreal should
game.
win
Didn't they
that.
just play? What the heck? They just hung around there? No, they played Montreal.
Back.
They played in Montreal.
They played in Montreal last time, and now they're playing on the revenge game. That is weird. Because they just played Edmonton too. Man, they played a shit ton of hockey.
Yeah, back on the 14th. Montreal on the road. Both last 2 games, 5-4 OT winners. Montreal's coming off a win versus Vancouver.
In Montreal. Where the hell? Seattle's played so much hockey, man. Their legs got to fall off eventually.
Dude, Montreal's a good ass team. Demidov is a good ass player. But
Yeah,
I
well,
guess Pearlo doesn't
they,
think that.
they've been playing a shit ton of
Dude,
badass
Demidov is
teams.
disgusting.
Yeah, he's really good. Don't get
Disgusting.
me wrong. They just have to learn how to play a full team game, and they haven't had to yet. 'Cause they've been
Dude, getting Dobson was good, dude.
playing against bad teams. Yeah,
Every
getting
team in the
Dobson
NHL
was
is
good. I
bad.
don't agree. I don't disagree with you. I think Montreal is going to be a great team. I just
There's
don't
only
think
like two
are
good
that.
teams in the NHL. That's it.
No, three, a little more than
Let's
two.
see.
There's two.
Yeah, Montreal, and
Colorado,
Florida.
Vegas, Carolina,
There's three. That's it.
and Florida will be again.
No, New Jersey's better than Florida.
New Jersey.
So stop.
New Jersey's, I gotta admit, and
Better than Florida.
I hate to admit it, but Sheldon Keefe is doing a good job with that team.
Yeah, but it's the regular season. Who gives a fuck?
I never thought I'd fucking say that, but he's got them humming right now. We'll see how they go down the road.
The regular season doesn't matter.
That team is playing fucking on fire right now. It's gonna be where's this Montreal game? Oh, that was back on the 14th. I thought they just played Montreal. Okay, I guess not. They lost to Montreal. Now they just beat Edmonton, which doesn't mean much, and they beat.
It's crazy that we're saying that, but man, are they fucking shit.
They were overrated in the playoffs. I'm sorry, they got smoke and mirrors made it to the finals. I was saying that at the time. They had they had a lot of high percentage shooting from very average players or below average players. That's how they got in. And a coach who knew how to put him in the right spots at the right time to maximize what he had. And then two elite players.
Pearlo, I went 9-6 on Sunday. Come on, man.
9-6. I'm just telling you what you gave me. I don't know whatever else you gave there was. You did well on the Ottawa, the early games. Was that Sunday? Philadelphia, Ottawa, or Philadelphia, whatever.
No, that was Saturday.
Okay.
No, that was Sunday. I can't even remember.
One was the Vegas, Minnesota game and all that stuff. That was the late games on Sunday.
Philly played on Saturday. No.
Saturday you did well. Or did okay. It was like back and forth.
Yeah, and going even's good. Better than losing.
Yeah. But Sunday it got lit up pretty good.
9-6. That's not getting lit up. How is that getting lit up?
What did you have on Sunday?
I had over in the Devils game, team total over, lost Vegas money line, Las Vegas team total over, hit Wild team total over, hit the over 6.5, lost these 4 plays, Jets team total, Dallas team total, Chicago over, but then I hit Flames money line.
You didn't send me the Flames money line.
Yes, I did.
Oh yeah, you did. Flames money line,
I did.
team total over. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I you know what? I didn't notice those. That's my bad. You did hit those. You hit all the Canucks, right?
Yeah. I'm smoking right now.
You hit all that. Yeah. That's what I missed. Sorry about that. That's my bad.
What do you think about the over in the Montreal and the Seattle game?
Seattle, probably.
8 in the last 9.
Montembeault, hell yeah.
Montembeault.
He is
in the
not
last
that
9.
Good. He's the weakest part of the team.
What's the over? 6?
It's a 6, but you can find it at 5.5 at Bet365 ESPN,
What
Fanatics,
what's the juice on it?
minus 125. It's not bad.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I'll take
Yeah, I
that.
was expecting like a minus 135, 140, but it's only
On what
minus
book?
125. Minus 125 on Bet 365. Shows on DraftKings too. ESPN Bet, Fanatics. Let me
Ooh,
refresh this and make sure it's still
I
the
can only
same.
get plus money for the over 6.
Yeah, I got even plus 100. Bet Rivers, FanDuel, both plus 100.
Yeah, my camera's not. My camera. I don't know what the hell's wrong with my camera. It just pisses me off. More Mario. So Marlo, it's Marlo, right? Marlo. Is it Mario Bros or Marlo Bros? Marlo Bros, right? My eyes are not good. It's Mario. Is that an I or an L?
It's Mario,
It's a Mario.
Mario.
Okay. My eyes are not as good as they used to be. I can't see the gap in between unless I really look. I've been calling him Marlo this whole time.
These Jays, man, win the fucking
18.
game.
Is it 18th
2
inning?
games
Is
in
that where it
one.
is? I should put it on. I don't even got it on.
Dude, Otani's gonna hit a walk-off. I already just feel it.
Let's see.
Can we live bet that?
I wonder if Rico's at this game.
In
Probably.
LA?
Oh, it's
In-
in LA. No, it's not.
Fuck yeah. Ballin' in LA. Pedal to the flow, man.
So yeah, I'll
I
take
had
the
a
over. I'll probably take the over first period too.
I had a deposit match on BetMGM and I didn't know, and I just deposited like $25 to play like a goal scorer, and it gave me a whole bunch of free $2 and $50 bets. But I put in this crazy ass parlay thinking it wasn't gonna cash. It was plus 135.30, so 135 to 1, and the only leg that didn't cash was Ertz to get a touchdown. But I had
Nice.
Otani home run, uh, Guerrero to get over 1.5 bases,
He's 2 for
Evgeny
7.
Malkin, Evgeny Malkin to score,
Is that a
which he
record,
did.
Doug?
It's gonna
18.
be.
The Cavaliers minus 2.5, and then Ertz to get a touchdown. That was the only one that didn't cash. It was $2 to win like $800 or some shit. But I was gonna put the game on. What channel was it on? Was it on? It was on
Fox.
regular TV, right? Fox. Because I'm sure the fucking programming don't say that shit. Nope, it's supposed to be 2.5 men watching fucking how many on a baseball field? 7, 8, and 16 men.
Dude, the Dodgers bullpen is not that good. I cannot believe they haven't won.
Like, who in the fuck are they gonna pitch in the next game? That's what I want to know. They probably fucking went through everybody already. I haven't been watching the game, but
Dude, you gotta win this game, though. This game is massive.
yeah, it is.
We're not thinking about the next game.
Can you imagine if the Jays win? How many more people are gonna go back in on Dodgers? Because Dodgers, after they lost game one, it was like minus 110 for Dodgers to win the World Series. I'm sure they'll probably be at the same or even better odds if Toronto wins this game. All right.
We're
Double
about to
play.
witness a world record.
Oh, nope. Only didn't get him out on first.
Yeah, he's out. Tie goes to the runner, though.
right, so I don't see any props that I like other than fucking Demidov point. I don't
Yeah,
know.
Demidov. Yeah.
I don't know how Demidov is a point when he's, I mean, plus 110.
I agree with Pearlo. I'm going with the Rasmus Dahlin look. I'll go with Rasmus Dahlin tomorrow.
I'm a ghost again.
Like Buffalo in that
I'm
game.
gonna do props tomorrow. There's so many freaking props you could go for.
Dude, there's so many games.
Everlay over shots is good for that game. I'd have to look at.
I'll give you
Or
one play
Ken
tomorrow.
Johnson point.
I'll give you the most obvious play tomorrow.
Next game over.
Oh, wait. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, Dobson point. Is that what you said? Is that what somebody said?
Dobson.
I'd go Lane Hudson. He's a beast.
Everlay over shots. He's been
Dobson's
shooting.
had 5 straight against them.
Points?
Yep, 5 straight points in the last 5 games.
Dude, Bolduc.
Yeah. I want to take him for 2 shots.
Suzuki. I could see Shane Wright showing up.
Caulfield on the road goes over shots like constantly. Berkeley Cat and
Dude, isn't Shane Wright from around there?
Bolduc's only minus
Shane
120.
from Montreal? I think he's from Toronto, isn't he?
Kingston, Ontario.
Not bad.
I think. I'm not 100%
Burlington.
sure.
Burlington.
But he stared fucking Montreal's soul when they didn't draft him. You remember that?
Yeah. He was young and silly. Yanni Newman.
Dude, Seattle, man.
I don't know. Seattle's not going to be able
Let's
to hold
get
on
cracking.
to this.
Let's
Seattle's
get
not
cracking.
going to be able to hold on to this forever.
Dude, Seattle is actually better than I thought. Jessica Campbell, don't sleep on her.
Their defense is going to break down eventually. They're bad. It's just they're on a coach heater right now. Coach has got them.
Lane Lambert, yeah.
He's a good coach, man.
Mm.
But he's a good. I think he's a good coach. He had a shitty team on the island. That's all. Now it's still shitty.
Well, now the Islanders score hella goals.
Yeah, I think Waz a good team, man. A good coach too. But he's always been a pure offensive coach. He was in Colorado. Yeah. Camera, let's try this again. Nope. It don't like my camera anymore.
Are you underwater?
What is it? A web camera?
It's
Like a PC web camera?
A bought-in camera.
Dude, it was working good in the beginning.
Yeah, I know. And then I move to other sites and it pooches out on me.
That's crazy.
Dude, Exotic has the best setup. You look like you stream for real, for real.
I've only streamed a few times on YouTube, like done live, like kind of like what Pearlo does, what you guys do, and I haven't really gotten any of my content off going this year just because I've been so damn busy, and I've been just trying to focus on making sure I get plays out to the cord. And
over 2.5 is too juicy though, more.
But yeah, I got an expensive camera.
I take it over 3.5 if you're gonna do that. I got it over 3.
been doing this room for like 3 years. Just a little bit at a time here and there.
My camera's not cheap, but it certainly acts cheap. I'm gonna have to get a different one.
Yeah, I actually bought a camera, and then it's actually taken off. I've been doing photography a lot because it's an actual camera. But it's a Sony A6700, and then I ended up buying like I think I have 6 lenses now. But it's becoming a hobby.
22, 23, 25. So this is 6 games and 4 nights for Montreal. Four games on the road, 4th game on the road, last game of the. Yeah, this could be a Seattle spot.
Dude, I'll say this, Pearlo. Go with your gut on the Minnesota game.
Go with my gut.
Yeah. Just go with your gut on that.
Got 2 on.
My gut says that Minnesota wins.
It's Marion Gabbard bobblehead night. I want to go so bad.
The reason why my gut says Minnesota wins is like how can a team not be embarrassed after
Dude,
losing?
here's the thing, though. You also had another good point. Did John Hines lose the locker room?
That's the other thing now.
That is a problem.
Has he lost the locker room, or is
I think he has.
Or is my other theory correct that the team kind of let down when Ekin and Kaprizov came back?
You said it about Holloway. He got a little pocket change in his pocket. And now Faber got a little moolah, and he ain't doing fuck all. Faber
didn't have a great year last year either. He wasn't that great.
He's always been good
offensively, but not very good defensively.
And that's a complete opposite.
He's one of the most overrated players out there.
How was that?
Well,
how
then
was that
Sam
money
Renzel's
on
one of the most overrated because Faber was way better than Sam Renzel at the University of Minnesota.
What they did in Minnesota doesn't matter.
How?
Oh, great. Thank you for listening, my friend, if you're heading out now. I know we go on and on here, but
how
has this been 3 hours?
Faber's going to make Team USA and Sam Renzel isn't.
Is that right? Have I been on for 3 hours? That's impossible.
Yeah, 3.5 hours.
Yeah, dude.
Holy shit.
You got to go to bed. It's 3 a.m. where you are.
Nobody's going to watch this.
How?
Oh, my God. It is, too. I got to go. Jesus Christ.
How is Winnipeg and Minnesota
the
even match?
Baseball game is still on. You gotta wait till the baseball game's over.
No, I'm not. I gotta go. My God, I got a whole shitload of capping. It's 3 o'clock in the fucking morning.
I already have all my plays.
It's almost midnight here. I'm on the West Coast.
All right.
West Coast.
Over right. In the next game.
Over in the Islanders game. If you haven't watched
I like that Islanders team. Yeah, team total. How is what's up with Winnipeg and Minnesota? How is that even on both sides? You got Hellebuck and
dude, that screams Minnesota. It
screams
Minnesota. I know. It does, but
Minnesota. It does.
We're gonna whoop their ass.
Okay, I gotta go. See you later, everybody. Talk to you later.
All right, we'll see you. Peace.